Starting with the visuals, we have two components, car body and the car view. The car view is all about defining how the car looks. It contains information about the wheelbase and reference to the models to be used. The car body uses the information in the car view and makes changes to the car object. It's what actually shows it. Like most of the project so far, the code is pretty hideous, so I want to show as minimal as possible. The car view is simple, it's just a handful of public fields. The heavy lifting is all done in the car body component. In short, when set on car body is called with a car view, the component will destroy all the old instances of the wheel and body models, if there are any, and just instantiate new ones in their place. Some math is also done to move the wheels to the correct spot according to the parameters in the car view. Destroying and creating new objects every time we switch a car at runtime is certainly not the most efficient method. However, it does have a few plus sides. For one, it means car model prefabs can contain more than just the model themselves. They can contain custom components to, say, spin a propeller or add active aerodynamics to the car, with no extra config on the car view system. A problem worth noting was that switching models and rendering could only be done at most once per frame. I didn't look into this very deep, as it only surfaced when I was working on the menu UI, and I found a workaround for that pretty easily, explained in the UI devlog. I then spent some time becoming a Blender god and creating all the car models and the views for each of those. Moving on to the performance settings, I wanted them to be quite simple. I ultimately didn't want to have to set a whole load of friction values, torque curves, rev ranges, because it's a simple mobile game, and the mechanics should reflect that. Although in saying that, I do feel I have oversimplified it in boiling the handling down to 3 different values: the acceleration, top speed, and handling. 3 numbers. That's what defines the car handling. This was implemented in a system very similar to the car view. There was a car settings object which held those 3 values, and then a car switch component which would take a settings object and actually change the car. It would modify those more complex values. It acted as the interface. To turn my oversimplified performance metrics into usable values for the car controller, I created a car performance settings scriptable object. The point of this object was to define ranges for each of the more complex handling attributes, like friction curves, friction ranges, torque curves, rev ranges, gear ratios, stuff like that. Each of the attributes of this object is of type range. All the range is a min and max value and a method to linearly interpolate between them. Once I had created a car settings object for each of the cars in the game, the system was complete. Just wrapping up with a big thank you, and please check out other devlogs, check out Drifto on the App Store and the Android Play Store.